Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Now you can hear me. I'm very grateful to be here. This is day 2 for Sport Integrity Week by SIGA. Thank you very much for the invitation. My name is Filipa Pereira and I'm a journalist for SIC TV, a TV channel here in Portugal. We have a great day ahead of us. Starting now, it's 12 hours, breathtaking day, and we have our goal defined. It's putting sports and integrity in sports at the podium. Now we know that SIGA's global reach reflects the need of the world to ensure that sports is a safe place for everyone and to promote peace as well. So the United Nations share exactly the same goal, and therefore it is my pleasure to introduce us the first speech of the day. Over to Francesca Spatolizano, Assistant Secretary General for the United Nations. Let us hear.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to address you virtually for Sport Integrity Week. I commend SIGA for hosting this global leadership event for people in the sport industry to come together and share best practices. Finding solutions to current and future challenges to enhance sports governance and protect sport integrity is vital to ensure long-term sustainable development. The sports industry already attracts large investment flows globally and generates significant employment and economic opportunities. Yet, the full potential of sport to contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals has yet to be unleashed. This is where SIGA's action can be really useful, so that the sports sector increasingly lines up to help deliver the SDGs, adjusting their programming, monitoring and evaluation systems, and advocacy. The United Nations shares your commitment and appreciation for the power of sport to improve people's lives and achieve shared goals for a better, more equitable, sustainable, and peaceful world. The United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, through its Division for Inclusive Social Development, houses the substantive portfolio for sport for development and peace in the UN system. And we are committed to the implementation of the UN Action Plan on Sport for Development and Peace, and to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, with its central promise to leave no one behind. The UN Secretary General, in his recent report on sport, Catalyst for a Better, Stronger Recovery for All, highlights the innovations and adaptations undertaken to deliver sport for development and peace during the COVID-19 pandemic, and explores the potential for sport to play a catalytic role in efforts to build back better. Sport can be maximized as a low-cost and high-impact tool to rebuild solidarity within and between countries and to deliver concrete benefits to people in the short term, while also generating wider societal level change in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. I encourage you all to read that report. Sport can contribute to development and peace by promoting safeguarding, integrity and human rights, and encouraging their realization. This in turn is likely to have cascading positive implications and effects. In fact, safeguarding, integrity and human rights all connect to key sports development and peace goals, such as empowerment, social inclusion, community building and social capital growth. In fact, for fair, equitable and sustainable development to occur, or peace to be achieved, individuals and communities must feel safe and protected, and know that their rights are recognized and will be defended. Further, practices or cultures of corruption or abuse run directly counter to fair, equitable, and sustainable development. In turn, investing in and working to realize the safeguarding of children, the integrity of cultural practices, and the realization of rights can all serve to catalyze development and peace. We all need to commit and invest in this, in line with the SDG 16 on peace, justice, and strong institutions. One of the most effective ways of advancing towards the Sustainable Development Goals is through global and regional partnerships that boost collaboration between the public and private sector, with increased private sector investment in sport targeted to marginalized communities. Sport offers a cross-cultural, inclusive, and let's not forget, inherently fun experience that can build community-based relationship, especially amongst groups who might not otherwise interact. Integrity and sustainability in sport can contribute to community building by ensuring that children's sporting experiences are positive and that they feel connected to the sporting community and tomorrow to the wider community they are citizens of. We welcome the opportunity to work with the Sport Integrity Global Alliance to build capacity and strengthen our strategic alliance to promote sport as a way to achieve the 2030 Agenda and beyond, and to build a better, more sustainable world for all. Thank you.
And we thank Francesca as well for her thoughts and, of course, for UN's leadership on these matters. And now we are getting started, and in a few moments we'll begin the first panel of the day. But before that, I call on stage, please, Emanuel Macedo de Medeiros, SIGA CEO and Chairman.
Obrigado.
Thank you.
Muito obrigado, Filipa, pela excelente apresentação e o excelente ânimo e incentivo para este dia 2. And without further ado, thanking everyone who is in this room, thanking the hundreds and thousands of people who are also following us everywhere in the world, I want to say to all of you that today is the day. And today is the day for many reasons. Today is the day because we cannot afford to wait any longer. Today is the day because we have here the leadership, we have here the foresight, and we have undoubtedly a vision of future and for the future. A vision that places values right at the heart, right at the top of the agenda. A vision that is based on the sheer belief that if we want it, if we really want it, impossible is nothing. On this very same day, amazing things have happened. In 1500, Pedro Álvares Cabral reached Calcutta by sea. 1500. In 1501, Michelangelo started designing what is one of the most amazing masterpieces of Renaissance with his David. On this very same day, the 13th of September, the Beatles composed Yesterday, which is also a milestone. On this very same day in 1989, Desmond Tutu, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, led the biggest public civil manifestation against apartheid in South Africa. Why do I mention these facts? Why do I bring them up in this occasion? It is precisely because facts command our life. We being here is in itself an undeniable fact. led by this collective effort, by this common aspiration of ensure the highest credibility to a sector that generates externalities like no one else. No other sector rivals with sport when it comes to promote and instigate and nurture self-esteem. We see it on the athletes when they lift a trophy, when they break a record, when they remind us that human nature cannot be an excuse to prevent us from achieving greatness. Because without courage, without spirit of initiative, without belief that we can row against the tide, that we can overcome the challenges, that we can transform adversities into opportunities of success. Without that, no one would be here. What you and I, ladies and gentlemen, have been through these past 2 years was not written in the stars. No one prepared us for this. And we, standing united together, we, humankind, we reached the other side of the tunnel. We're still in the process, but we are getting there. So if this is possible on all these aspects of life, why shouldn't it be possible in one of the greatest creative industries in the world? Sport and its wider industry. Why should we accept the fact that sport and sports organizations, many of them, if not most, must continue to be governed in the 21st century like we were still in the 19th century? I simply cannot accept. I simply cannot conform. And it is this attitude, this impetus, this courage also to tell it the way it is that defines us all. We have heard here very important statements being made. We have shown and we heard that the United Nations, this coalition of the willing, this international organization whose purpose is precisely not only to enable us to be happy on earth, but to enable us to have an existence on a planet that is dying, that is collapsing. An organization that is summoning us to do everything in our power, in our lives, in our houses, in our jobs, in the way we consume everything. Not to stop and think because those days are gone, but to act. Act to reduce poverty. Act to increase gender equity. Act to increase tolerance and peace. Because these are the only factors that will enable us together to prevail, to progress, and to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. So I would like to say to Daniela and, of course, to the Assistant Secretary General that you can count on SIGA. There are no conveniences that will prevent us from rolling up our sleeves and matching your expectations, because your expectations are a moral imperative for each one of us. So Daniela, in a few weeks, when we sit down, possibly in New York, putting ink on paper, we are putting not just ink on paper, we are putting every breath, every energy, every muscle to transform rhetoric into reality, to transform wishful thinking into results, because that is what drives us. And ladies and gentlemen, because I am a man of action whose patience has run out, I would like to inform you that over the next few months, we will hold sport accountable. SIGA is a positive force. We have a constructive tone and we have a positive message. a message that is grounded on the highest, the best-in-class universal standards, but also in long overdue, much-needed independent scrutiny. We will see here in this stage, before noon, evidence that yes, changes are about to happen. You will see that yes, there are organizations and people whose commitments are not just rhetoric, but they are brought into reality. You will see also here in this stage, over the next few days, why we are ready. And we have never been so ready as we are now, because we have you, because we have your support, because we have your strength, your knowledge, your expertise, your drive, your legitimate ambition to usher sport and the wider industry into a new era of enhanced governance, a new era of enhanced credibility, a new era of service to society. We want all sports organizations, I repeat, we want all sports organizations, be they at national or international level, to adopt our universal standards. Until this is done, do not expect applause from us. We will follow the statements, we will applaud the grandiloquent proclamations, but at the end of the day, what matters is action. Action will always speak louder than words. And we will put SERVS, together with our partner BSI, at the service of this mission, either on a voluntary basis or not. We will run SERVS on all major sports organizations in the next couple of years, because the people deserve to know. Because the fans who invest their passion, who invest their soul in their clubs, in the national leagues, in the national associations, they deserve to know whether those organizations, be they clubs or leagues or FAs, where they put their soul, are truly fit for purpose, are truly walking the walk. We will do that. We will also hold governments accountable. We have been listening to you. And you are absolutely entitled to demand less conversation, a little bit more action, please. It was voiced by Elvis last night at the welcome reception. These words have never been more appropriate, more timely, more urgent. A little less conversation, a little more action, please. This is what we're here for. We will, together with the huge variety of experts that compose SIGA, we will design universal standards on public policy. Governments are the expression of our democratic systems. They are elected by the will of the people. They are elected to serve a purpose, to pursue a mission, to deliver results. And if governments cannot implement basic common standards to ensure that the public interest is respected, considered, and taken into account, every time a piece of legislation is needed, every time $1, 1 yen, 1 euro, 1 pound of public money is invested in any organization in the industry, it is important to be accountable. We will develop universal standards in this regard. Yesterday, the media was asking me how do I feel about the announcement that the company's law here in Portugal is being reviewed. And I was expressing that I've been waiting for this for more than 20 years. Being a lonely voice or being a voice in the desert has never been a problem to me, because I've never lost faith that there would be one day that the long overdue reforms would happen. And they are fueled by you. They are fueled by you. So keep going, keep moving, never give in, never give up. For us, it's not game over. This is just starting. And we will get things done. But I want to see more. I want to see a clearinghouse, not something nicknamed clearinghouse, but truly the essence of an independent body that can ensure integrity, transparency, accountability on financial transactions. Every fan, every one of you is entitled to. You expect, and certainly you must demand now, that for every financial transaction, you know who is behind. You know who are the ultimate beneficial owners of the clubs. You deserve to know what are the intentions. Where is the money coming to? Where is the money going to? You need and you deserve. And now it's the time. We will put the clock there and we will monitor the pace of change because we are running out of time. So we want a clearinghouse that can assess, scrutinize, and ensure that there is integrity on every financial transaction, be they related with players' transfers, agents' fees, broadcasting deals, sponsorship deals, or public funding from sport. Enough is enough. I will denounce rhetoric and hot air speeches wherever I hear them. You can count on that, the same way that I know I can count on you. We are at the breaking point. We are in a decisive moment. After the pandemic, the new normal cannot be what it used to be. We all face it in our lives, in our businesses, every day. We owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our children, we owe it to the next generation. We cannot pass on to the next generation the burden, the legacy that we have inherited. And for that, we need not just strategic vision, we need global leadership. Global leadership, where has it been? Where has it been? Because if we had global leadership, we wouldn't be where we are now. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now up to you. Each one of you and your consciences to score the goal, to reach the objective, to make the impossible possible. I count on you. You know you can count on us. Thank you.